Over to our match commentators, Guy Mowbray and Matt Jackson.
You would have put everything you had on him scoring every penalty he ever took. There was a bit of a wobble at the end of last season for club and country.
Yes, he'll be in his mind, and I always think this walk is one of the worst you can probably make in football, apart from being sent off. All sorts of thoughts. I think the secret is just pick your spot, do not change your mind.
No surprise to see him first in the queue for Chelsea. Frank Lampard, the player who thought he'd got the goal to win the tie for Carlo Ancelotti's team. Can he give them the advantage from 12 yards as penalties begin at the bridge? It's Lampard. Scores. No mistake at all. Straight down the middle, hit with feeling.
It was, but it's not one that you would say was altogether that confident. The confident ones when he used to stroll up and stick it right in the bottom corner and go for power, it just shows that maybe you're not backing yourself entirely.
I think we all knew who would be first in line for Everton. The player who took the game to penalties with a quite wondrous free kick. Wouldn't it be just football?
Don't say it.
I won't say it. Petr Cech is an imposing figure in that Chelsea goal.
Don't say that either.
It's Leighton Baines. Saved by Cech. Such are the football gods. You kind of knew that was going to happen. Chelsea have the upper hand.
Great save. Goes full length. A little bit too close to him, a decent height as well. So frustrating. It is amazing, isn't it? You just feel it coming. It didn't really have to be said, did it? You just know.
Here's Didier Drogba, the player, it seemed, who after 10 minutes of this game wanted no part of it whatsoever. 10 minutes of hobbling around later, he gradually started to feel his way into the contest. And now with the chance to make it 2-0 Chelsea from the spot.
Amazing how much pressure gets taken off you when somebody's already missed. You know, if your next one up gives you that little bit of a safety net as well.
Very deliberately getting the ball on the spot, getting his hands on it. Drogba. Coolly taken, waited for Howard to go, rolls the ball home.
Yeah, did really well, and so the momentum changes, just took a little half a step. Not the greatest of cleanest of contacts, and actually the penalty spot doesn't look great. It looks like it's got a little dip in it, but did enough. Watch the goalkeeper go down, and this is real pressure, because if you miss the first two, you're really up against it.
It's Phil Jagielka.
Yeah, he is just stamping on that spot. Look, the ball doesn't sit there.
No.
It doesn't sit naturally on that spot.
Scored at Wembley in the FA Cup semi 2 years ago. Missed at Brentford in September. Scores at Stamford Bridge. Everton still in this. 2-1 Chelsea after 2 kicks each.
Good penalty. Nice and fiercely driven into that bottom left-hand corner as he looks at it. Howard knows he's got to come up with something. Needs one for his team. Needs to be sooner rather than later. Out of his hands now.
Nicolas Anelka. Never seems to be the most willing participant. Very short run-up from Anelka. Saved by Howard! Anelka misses, and Everton have the chance to be level again.
He never actually looks bothered if he misses either, does he? Don't like the short run-up, you've got to get it entirely right. Again, we talk about body language. It's a good save high up with his left hand. It just doesn't look right. I think it's very hard for him off that run-up to place the ball the other way. I think you take that side of the goal out of the equation completely.
Now Arteta, who's scored a couple of goals against Chelsea for Everton, both from the penalty spot, both in defeats.
He was working on tired legs towards the end of the half, but should have enough to make the 3 or 4 strides, and I hope he takes 3 or 4 strides. I don't think David Moyes would be very happy to see him take 1 or 2 the way that Anelka just did. That was a poor penalty. Sends out a poor message.
I'm waiting for the ground staff to come on with some new white paint. Respot it. It's looking scuffed. Here's Arteta for Everton to try to make it 2-2 after 3 each. He's done it! Into the corner, past the despairing dive of Cech. We're level again.
Yeah, good power. Looks a decent enough height for Cech, but this is all about the power. Just beats him high up. Lashed in. Always think that side's easier to generate the power from Lads who are slotting away from themselves, opening the bodies up. Looks a more difficult skill.
Michael Essien, all the Chelsea names that troop up to hit the ball from 12 yards. Some of the biggest names in world football: Lampard, Drogba, Anelka. Now it's Essien. Lampard and Drogba scored, Anelka failed. Essien, no mistake at all.
Great strike. Not sure about Phil Dowd's position here. He's looking like he wants to take one himself. I don't see why he has to be that involved in this. He'd certainly be in the player's eye line. I'd be
concerned with the spot, isn't he?
Yeah, but once the ball's down, he knows it's not moving again.
John Heitinger.
Yeah, the pressure of game shifts on. I mean, these players are used to playing in big games, but nobody will like this pressure. No one will relish it at all.
The man who was sent off in the World Cup final wanted to take a penalty. Heitinger scores, and that was a beauty.
Yeah, and there's the outlet of that tension. Knows it's a big moment. Check goes the right way again. This one does hit the side netting. We'll get a great view of it here. God, that's as good as it gets from a penalty point of view. Absolutely fantastic technique.
3-3, 4 penalties taken each. We are at sudden death now. Ashley Cole never seems to let the pressure of big football occasions or the level of stick he always gets from opposing fans get to him. It's a very nervous spotting up of the ball.
And this, you see it and you don't like a delay at all. And I don't think you'll be happy with the way that's gone on the spot. It's gone on the back of the spot. It certainly sat down.
Ashley Cole to hit. Ashley Cole to sky it. Right over the top. Everton have the chance to go through.
Yeah, just didn't like it at all. Didn't like the way that he walked up to it. And Phil Dowd again getting involved. Let him put the ball on the spot and check it, fine. But don't stand over him. Just that little delay, a couple of seconds of concentration. And Tim Howard goes ever so early. Yeah, it's an interesting little footnote.
Didn't see that in the build-up.
No, certainly didn't. Missed that one completely. It's just come up on the replay. Well, listen, you do what it takes. And, well, team captain, up to you. Once again, look at this with a penalty spot. Look at the ball, just sits down, nestles in. Still won't be happy with that. Check your studs, check everything. Go for power, Phil.
Phil Neville, Everton's captain. Everton's Mr. Reliable. Neville scores, and Everton go through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Drama all the way at Stamford Bridge. But it's Everton who prevail, and look at the satisfied expression on the manager's face.
Well, he's had his team up to come and do it.
David Moyes has defeated the FA Cup holders. Chelsea are out. Everton move on after a penalty shootout. The winning penalty by the captain, Phil Neville. Well, thank you for joining us here for coverage of the FA Cup on Fox Soccer. The final once again 1-1. Everton moving on.